Yeah, Drone here. What's going on, guys? Ameta S20 Lite, and again, this thing is super light with some brushless motors. I'm dealing with a 6 mile/hour wind. We're testing flyability of this. I am doing screen recording on here. We are not testing the camera right now. If this thing flies nice, if the camera looks decent on this, we'll do an entire another video dedicated to the camera. But I want to see what type of light this thing has. I'm gonna go ahead and get it up in the air first, maybe. So slide to confirm. And bam, we fired motors and it flew up in the air. This thing does not have GPS, but I do believe I was correct with that eye underneath. This thing's gonna sit in space. Altitude hold is holding pretty good. Again, I'm dealing with a 6 mile/hour wind, so this thing is gonna fluctuate slightly. There's no GPS on it. This is yo. So this is what I was talking about with that XK drone. The XK drone was made years ago. Why drones had to fluctuate and GPS everything. You can do almost the same thing with GPS with optical flow sensor, just like we have here. But let's go ahead. I want to give this a fly. I'm trying to click on the speed thing up top. It is not working. I have a speed thing on my controller. So I'm in speed 2, which I guess maybe that thing's not meant to be clicked on. Maybe it's meant to show once you switch it over, because it adjusted once I did. Let's go ahead and give this just a little fly. So pitch rate is not crazy. Pitch rate definitely is not crazy. This thing, I believe, was rated to go out 200 meters. I think we reached something. Let's see what did it say. About right there, we're close to 100 meters, but I'm gonna go ahead and go forward. Let's see what it says again. No, that's still going. That's still going. We are up over the abyss, and I got good transmission, good FPV transmission here. We're gonna bring it back. So I need to have this directly over my head to see what's going on here. So that's good lateral range. We're probably at maybe 120 meters. Definitely didn't hit that 200 mark yet. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna stop the screen recording if I can get into it. What I would like to do is get this up. We'll look at the town over here. I also want to see how high this thing will go. It seems like it's maxed at that ceiling right there, which I don't know how it knows to be maxed at that ceiling. Maybe we'll bring it down. Battery should be fully charged. The thing said it's going to get a decent flight time, so we are going to bring it down. I want to see if I could adjust that height limit. Just holding down, we'll shut the motors off. I'm gonna go into the 3 little dots up. Oh, beginner mode, that's what we got on. So beginner mode is off. Max altitude, okay, we've maxed out. So the max altitude is 50 meters. Control, metric, camera, video resolution, 2K, 20 frames per second. 4K photo resolution, 720p FPV. 16:9 aspect ratio. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this up. I want to take a couple photos just to kind of test the cam. Down and out, let's see, maybe it will. Let's see. Down and out will not fire the motors. Down and in will fire the motors. So if you want to go down and in, so your right stick will be at 7 o'clock, your left stick will be at 5 o'clock, that'll fire the motors. You do also have an automatic takeoff. Let me see. I want to put this up here and see if it holds. It is holding. That is so impressive. This is not a GPS drone. There's no GPS on it. Obviously, wind is pushing that way at a 6 mile/hour, so it is drifting that way just slightly, but that eye underneath is holding the position greatly. That is impressive. I think this thing originally retails around $100. I think there's a $30-some coupon on it as of now. That could change, which at what, 30, you're looking at 60 and change for something without GPS that's going to hold like that with brushless motors, that probably has a decent camera. I'm going to try to get a couple photos here in a minute or two. That gets, we were out 120 meters. It says it gets 200 meters. I don't see meters on this though, where it's telling me how far it is away from me. I kind of visually know my field though. But let's go ahead and raise this up. And our photo button is upper left bumper. I'm gonna raise this up and raise it up and raise it up. So every time I say PHOTO, my hat cam goes off. So at this range here, I don't know why my thing's beeping. At this range here, your optical flow sensor is not working, which is to be expected. That's a bit high up there. I don't know exactly high because I honestly don't see any type of thing on here. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get a photo or two, and what I'm going to have to do is do it when it's flying forward because the wind is pushing it that way. Uh-oh, there. Okay, I almost lost it. So it's actually over there. And what's going on? Nope, I guess maybe the wind is a little too tough for it. We're too high up. So I'm bringing down altitude, trying to get it back towards me. Let's see, I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm facing myself. All right. Doesn't seem like it wants to come towards me. So what I gotta do, I'm gonna drop this thing and hopefully be able to see it where it drops.
So we've landed on the road. Should be able to see it. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think I put it in headless mode or anything. But I can see off the FPV it's in the road, so I should be able to find it. Might actually lost FPV footage here. Maybe the wind was a bit too strong for it up high. Assuming that beeping is loss of signal. Which I think I see it already. Maybe, or that's just a big rock. It should be on this road though. Might be over, it might be directly in front of me. Although all these rocks kind of look like the drone. It might be tough to find. Might be tough to find. I'm pretty sure it's on this road. That's what the FPV looked like. Hey, it might be right there.
So the FPV stretched all the way out here. That's probably around 200 meter mark. Thing's sitting down nice. It's sitting the way it should. So that's good. I want to see what happened here though. I think I might need to reconnect the app. Let's see here. I'm gonna go into my settings, see if I'm still connected. Ah, I see what happened. I see what happened. I connected to my camera. That's what happened. It switched connections in between my camera. So note to self, if you're using that, I'm actually going to turn off the wireless connection on my camera. I'm gonna stop the feed. So what could have happened is the wireless connection from the camera crossed with that. That could have very well happened. What I want to see here is what type of controllability we have. I'm gonna go ahead and go back into the app. Let's start. We're back into the app, and again, you have a button that will start the motors. Maybe we gotta reconnect the controller. I do believe I am connected. I am connected. So let's see what's going on here. Whew, had to hold that. So if you hold this, the motors are unlocked, and again, the thing's pretty much gonna sit in space here. So what we are going to do is I'd like to go back where I was. I bet that's what it was. I bet there was interference. So I don't think that was the drone's fault. So we're gonna try the same test again and see if we don't come all the way out here. And we are in the second speed setting. So once you get on it, this thing actually does get some pitch, but immediately I mean, it's no MJX Bugs 3, but you can see as it's flying past, it takes a couple seconds, probably about 2 to 3 seconds to go full pitch, and then it is pitching. Battery, I'm looking at the battery, we're still good. And as you can see, this stuff moving a little bit. The 6 mile/hour wind is on and off. Again, I'm not touching nothing. That thing's sitting right there. This will be a great review of this drone as far as flyability goes. And also, what not to do and what to do. What not to do and what to do. If you have any other wireless connections like on your camera, I suggest turning them off. I've only ever had that happen once, where there's been interference. I think that's exactly what happened. I honestly don't think it's the wind, but we're gonna find out. Because our battery is about 0.5% right now on a little icon. So hopefully I have enough to do the test that I want to. It did come with 2 batteries. Unfortunately, I didn't charge both batteries. Sit, boo-boo, sit. And actually, I want to try one thing out too. There's 2 buttons. Ah, you know what these upper bumper buttons are? Check it out. You can move that camera. You can move that camera down. You can move that camera up. Nice. Nice. I was thinking maybe on the FPV screen it switched to the optical flow sensor and showed you a downward facing image, which it doesn't. Still about half battery. It is a 3.7 volt battery. But again, this drone don't weigh nothing. And again, as we're walking, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Sit, boo-boo, sit. All right, let's move. So for a beginner's drone, I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say this is a solid beginner's drone. Because again, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. There's no GPS. There's no calibration to be done on this. And it gains quite a bit of pitch once you pitch forward. And when you do that, you may want to consider if you want to stop it to slowly let up, kind of like I just did, and then it should hold in space. It is. But if you constantly pitch forward, it's going to take a minute for that optical flow sensor underneath it to grab. So I got half a battery left. What I want to do, I want to jack this up again. Shoo, big bird up there. Big bird gonna come for a look. Big bird up there. So I want to get this up. Need to maintain my own orientation. So I'm cruising up there, and about right there is when yeah, that's 100% what it is, because I'm pitching full forward. There's no issues up there. I want to turn this way. I want to take PHOTO. I'm also going to adjust the camera down just a little to get a different angle. And I'm getting some beeping. Again, we're out there, and about this time, yeah, so 100% the camera, this thing's flying towards me. I have the wireless off on the camera right now. There's no issues that thing come back. I guarantee the 2.4 gigahertz on the Wi-Fi and this Wi-Fi interchange, because I got that thing's about 100 meters out, and I'm pressing forward. And is it coming back to me? Is it coming back? Slowly. I'm gonna descend to altitude. There we go. That's how you do it. If you got a little bit of wind up there and you have a hard time coming back, perhaps what you want to do is decrease altitude. Let me see. So I think I'm gonna bring it back this way maybe. Yeah, I think sometimes that wind is a bit too hard for it. We got it back though. It is a 6 mile per hour wind, and this thing, so what's happening here is it's gaining a back pitch. It's gaining an excessive back pitch where when you're forward pitching, it's not handling great. I don't know why that is. I'm trying to show you that up close. I'm able to get it back like that. Now I'm pushing forward. Nah, it's that wind, 100% it's that wind. Again, I'm pushing forward, it's going forward. You can see the flags off in the distance waving. So if you have this out and no wind, you should be okay. That's flying with the wind. And then I'm trying. We're flying against the wind, coming back. Flying against the wind, coming back. Come on, you can do it. Just having a tough time. So with how light this thing is, I don't recommend flying at anything more than 4 mile per hour. I'm in 6, and you're able to see I'm able to maneuver with it. Getting it up high where there's next to no cover, I don't recommend, because we've shown that a couple times, and right now we're flying directly into it. You can see the thing bobbing up and down a little bit. We're kind of at a stalemate where it's not moving. Wind stops, we're able to move this way. So this was a bit more of an extreme touch. Dude, we still got half a battery. We still got half a battery. I'll make sure I'm still REC on the hat cam, which I believe we are. Yes, we are. This thing's getting a great flight time. And there's no trim buttons, because if there was trim buttons on this, let me see. If there was trim buttons on this, I'd be able to adjust the pitch forward just a little bit. That way I can more aggressively fly in the wind, but I don't see any trim buttons on this. And I'm not sure what this thing does. Headless turned on. I don't want headless mode on. So it does have headless mode. It does have a gesture mode. And again, photo, maybe we'll turn around and get a photo of me. Bag it up. Dude, the fact that that's sitting with wind hitting it directly, you can see it wobbling just a little bit. That's pretty impressive. I'm gonna go ahead and press that photo button. Again, you can see the wind moving it slightly. If we get it down close to the ground, a little bit on a grass level, things should move a little bit less. We're gonna go ahead and get all up in it. Get up all in it. Get up in it. It's wobbling around. That wind is hitting it. Or maybe that was me. Maybe no, it was me. It was my shadow. Check it out. So my shadow was directly underneath the camera. We'll do that again. Be careful of that. That eye sensing the ground, the shadow turns different color. It wasn't quite sure what to do with it. So what we'll do, we'll put it here and we'll try to get all up in it, because my shadow ain't gonna be in it. It shouldn't run away from me now. All things to consider. Hey, it's a learning experience. That thing's sitting rock solid. You get your shadow, which is over there directly underneath the camera. The camera senses something different and it tries to adjust, it tries to lock on to stuff. Pretty impressive drone. I'm gonna say it, pretty impressive drone with limited tech, with low tech. There's no GPS on this thing. Flyability is pretty good. I got beepies. What are we beeping about? That's the battery. So I'm showing yellow on the battery. Showing yellow on the battery. We're just gonna buzz it around here a little bit. See what it does. See if it does an auto land. We got red in the eyes. So these eyes were blue the entire time. Let's go ahead and bring it over this way so the shadow's not interfering with it. My shadow. So you got red blinkies indicating, hey, the battery's just about done. They were blue the entire time. Look how that sits. No GPS. I know GPS drones that don't sit that good. That's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button. This was a flight time test. This was a wind test. This was a make sure you turn off your wireless device so it doesn't interfere with it, which is good practice with any drone. We didn't really test the camera. I did get a couple photos. Maybe I'll integrate that with the video here. Trying to see what it's gonna do. We are still yellow on the battery icon. Something to note is getting close to the drone, it's sitting real nice, and your shadow, your black object of yourself, goes underneath the drone, interrupts that eye. It's not sure what to do with it because now the environment's changed like that, and it kind of wobbled away. Yes, so we are there. I just adjusted it. So at that amount of time, once it starts beeping, once you figure it out, it is gonna do an auto land to save that battery. We still are on yellow here. S20 Lite, Ameta, larger one of these, but this is the smallest one. I like it. I like it. I would like to be able to adjust the trim rates so I could pitch forward in heavy wind, but again, that's just me. Shouldn't be flying in wind. It probably says in the user's manual. We will go ahead and test this camera on another video. It does have an SD card in it. This is a mechanical gimbal up and down just to adjust for pictures and video. I believe it's going to have shake. I believe it's going to have shake. I don't believe there's any type of image stabilization on this whatsoever. But as far as a beginner's drone, this is a solid beginner's drone. Probably shouldn't take it as high as I did. Probably shouldn't take it as far as I did, but we did. Guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button late.